Dania is co-founder and CEO of College Node, a website that connects students to information about U.S. universities. And I asked him about the pros and cons of robot teachers.
So technology by itself is neutral, right? So it's dependent on how the technology is being used. So right now with robots, they are not capable of replacing the teachers. But what the robots can do is to increase the efficiency of the teachers. So for example, if one teacher formerly can take 30 students, having a robotic assistant will allow the teacher to effectively double or triple the amount of students he or she can oversee. Also, these robotic tools will allow the teacher to measure the strengths and weaknesses of each of the students. So one of the big problems with teaching is that in a big classroom, there are uneven student performances. Some students go way ahead and some students are behind. And having a robot will allow the teacher to cater the material to each of the kids according to how far along he or she is. So in that way, it's tremendously beneficial. But as I said earlier, we cannot just throw the teacher out of the equation. We need a teacher in the classroom to give that human touch to the student. That's something the robot cannot replace, or at least not yet.
And we know with robots, this is part of Made in China 2025, this big AI initiative. What are some of the other ways that schools are using tech to teach, especially with some of the older kids?
So the online lectures are very popular. So instead of having 500 teachers teaching mathematics all over the city, you could have one of the best teacher recording all these lectures and have the students watch the lecture and then have their homeroom teacher or their math teacher to go over the problem set and the questions they may have. So in this measure, you will achieve tremendous amount of efficiency. And there are robots that tutor the Gaokao, for example. The Gaokao is a pretty standard form of testing. And last year, there was a competition between a teacher with 17 years of experience tutoring the Gaokao and robot tutoring a different group of students, and the robot won. So technology is progressing very quickly, and you are going to see the education sector turning upside down in the next 10, 20 years as a result.
Well, let me follow up on that. So you're saying the robot actually did a better job than the teacher. Can technology hold a student's attention?
So that really depends on the student, depending on the student's age and how motivated the student is. So if you're dealing with kindergarteners or elementary school students, you very much still need a homeroom teacher to keep the peace and to give the student that human touch. But for the Gaokao, these 16, 17, 18-year-old students doing the final dash into college. So for students that are much older, it is totally feasible to have a robot replace a lot of the teacher functions in sectors such as the Gaokao. And also for the Gaokao exam, for example, the robot can tailor each of the students depending on their practice exams result to help improve on the areas that he or she is weak at. And I think that's why the robot should beat the human teacher.